Big things are happening in the cryptocurrency markets. In this video, I want to talk with you about some big Avalanche news, some Shiba Inu news, some Cardano news, massive stories as well coming out of China, Russia, Australia, and you have to make sure you watch until the end because the last story that I have is truly going to blow your mind. It blew my mind. It's crazy, crazy stories, so you got to watch that. Let's first dig into some coin-specific news. The first story is a massive one. Avalanche now has more Bitcoin on its network than the Lightning Network for Bitcoin. The number of Bitcoins either bridged or ported over from the Bitcoin network to the Avalanche network rose to 5,700, surpassing the 4,929 Bitcoin locked up in the Lightning Network. That's the power of DeFi, my friends. Avalanche added support for Bitcoin to its cross-chain bridge back in June of 2022. By the way, that speed of growth, insane, super fast. Bitcoin Lightning Network's been around for years. This is only 6 months old. Now, to use the bridge, users have to convert BTC to BC.B, which is the better option than using wrapped Bitcoin because unlike wrapped Bitcoin, holders of BTC.B mean that users can actually then seamlessly bridge between the two networks whenever the heck they want for very little cost. Now, we still have a long way to go until Bitcoin is, accepted everywhere as a form of payment. So instead of simply buying and holding your Bitcoin during the bear market, crypto users are actually out there and they're taking full advantage of the DeFi potential on the Avalanche network. Pretty cool stuff. The next story is one that could have massive impacts for Shiba Inu holders. So Shib is hoping to become more than just a meme. It already is more than just a meme in a lot of ways, but Shiba Inu is getting closer to launching its layer 2 scaling network for Ethereum called Shibarium, on top, of course, the Ethereum network. The developers are planning to launch a beta version sometime soon. As it's a meme token, the skeptics are out there without a doubt, and they believe that layer 2 development is all just a stunt to pump the price of the token up. Instead, the Shib developers say that the goal of the layer 2 is to revolutionize the Shiba Inu ecosystem. It is going to also include one of the most requested features from the Shib community, a burn mechanism. Developers have said all transactions on the network will have an implicit burn amount for Shib token. I mean, hey, you gotta get that token supply down somehow, man. The update also plans to bring in upgrades to the Shib infrastructure, removing barriers to entry for those smaller transactions, upgrading the speed, allowing for the development of decentralized applications on their layer 2 network, and of course the integration of NFTs. Traders are already FOMOing into the token, which has sent the Shib price up 60% already this year. So don't count that dog down, man. The next story, big one, could be a game changer for Cardano holders. The first big update for 2023 for Cardano is here. Cardano is to launch a software toolkit later this month that is going to enable developers to deploy custom-built sidechains for Cardano on the network, choosing their consensus mechanism, selecting other application-specific features. This toolkit has already actually been used by the network to create its EVM, that's Ethereum Virtual Machine compatible sidechain testnet, as the proof of concept. Once this is complete, anyone will be able to deploy dApps, create smart contracts, and transfer tokens between the different testing chains. Now, IOG, the creators behind the Cardano network, are hoping that this sidechain development is going to be the spark that helps drive mass adoption into the Cardano ecosystem, as of course the Cardano ecosystem does continue to expand with time. One of Charles Hoskinson's dream partners apparently is Solana. All right, cool, man. He said on a recent Ask Me Anything call that a Cardano and Solana partnership could benefit big time. Of course, Solana's got the speed, Cardano's got the infrastructure and security. Interesting. I like it, guys. And before telling you about the huge news from Australia, Russia, China, and that mind-blowing news story that proves really just all the haters on crypto wrong, I just wanted to let you know real quick about my weekly crypto investor newsletter. It's called Wealth Mastering. It is just jam-packed full of alpha on altcoins and airdrops and NFTs, DeFi tutorials, market analysis, and much, much more. Join our over 50,000 weekly readers by signing up for free using that link down below in the description. Now, this next story really proves why crypto is not going anywhere. So Australia is about to have its second stablecoin issued out by a bank. The National Australia Bank, or NAB, has become the second Big Four bank in the country to announce an Australian dollar pegged stablecoin launching on Ethereum, by the way. Pretty cool. This means the stablecoin will be backed by the Australian dollar at a ratio of 1-to-1. Literally, banks issuing out stablecoins now. It's nuts. The stablecoin, called AUDN, is aiming for a launch date of mid-2023. Its aim is to streamline cross-border payments and carbon credit trading. This could be the start of countries really trying to find out alternatives to the international SWIFT payment network, ways to work around that for greater efficiency and cheaper transactions. Now, the next story here, not crypto specific, but I think it's super important for investors in any asset class to look at. So listen up. China's population declined in 2022 for the first time since the early 1960s. China's one-child policy is coming back to kind of, nip them in the butt a little bit here. This is because a declining population spells trouble for China's future growth plans, especially if it is going to be a successful challenger to the United States and rise up to become number one. Mainland China's population, excluding foreigners, fell by 850,000 in 2022, down to 1.41 billion. Now, that comes after 2021 was the year of China's population growing the slowest ever on recorded history. Birth rates fell by 13% in 2021 and a massive 22% in 2022, even falling below that of other countries such as India, the USA, and the UK. The one-child policy that China implemented was first introduced back in 1979 and lasted all the way up until 2015. The idea was to slow down population growth rates. Well, it seems to work, right? It worked pretty well. Plus, rising economic prosperity does tend to correlate with having less kids anyway, which has been happening in China for the last few decades. But the one-child policy is estimated to have prevented around 400 million kids from being born. Now, with an elderly population, fewer young children, and the effects of the lockdowns resulting in more deaths, China's demographics could be at an inflection point here. The Chinese Communist Party is now encouraging families to have more children, even starting to provide direct financial incentives straight to them, which is a big change in policy, considering they just ended the one-child policy 7 years ago. But it's all too little too late. And now the next story could be one of the most important stories we've discussed in a long time because of the implications of the story. It seems that Iran and Russia plan a gold-backed stablecoin. Those BRICS nations continue, of course, to look for a way to escape the petrodollar. And the Central Bank of Iran is getting in on the action this time too. Now look, Iran is actually a BRICS member hopeful. They have applied back in 2022, and of course they're actively working with Russia on this alternative currency option here. That's part of the story. And look, we've already been there with, gold-backed currencies, right? But these guys are determined to try a digital version of a gold-backed currency. I mean, come on, guys. We all know the answer is Bitcoin. Just use Bitcoin. What are you doing, guys? Anyway, the gold-backed stablecoin would become the token of the Persian Gulf region, used as a payment method in foreign trade between different partners. Now, could this be a new challenger to the continued dominance of the petrodollar? Maybe. And the final big story, which to be honest did blow my mind when I heard it, crypto adoption grew by 39% in 2022 in a brutal, savage bear market marked by horrific bankruptcies, protocols completely collapsing, total price devastation, gnashing of teeth, pulling of hair. Can you believe it? I can't. I'm shocked. It's nuts. These numbers are according to the guys over at Crypto.com. So the Crypto.com exchange released its end of year report for 2022. And it has some very interesting data. Apparently, global crypto users grew from 303 million at the beginning of January to 425 million by the end of December. That's That's insane, man. That's over 100 million new crypto users that came in last year. A 39% year-on-year increase. This is an insane number. We've had everything thrown at us. I mean, not just the crypto stuff. We've had the interest rate hikes, the wars, the recession fears, all this stuff. Also interesting from the report, again, DeFi showing it is really piquing people's interest with a 263% increase in Ethereum owners versus only a 20% increase in Bitcoin owners. That's interesting. And Bitcoin may look a bit boring compared to all the exciting stuff going on in Ethereum, but I am still stacking those sats while it's cheap. Okay, that's it. Subscribe now. See you next time.